Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping parents and juniors navigate through the journey of junior golf. From fitness to mental coaching, we cover it all on this podcast. Here's your host, Ro Thompson.
Three, two, one. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I am your host, Ro Thompson, and man, as usual, we have an awesome guest tonight. None other than Ashley Shaw, all the way from Arizona. Hey, Ashley,
Yes.
How you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to get you on. We've been trying to get you on for a while, but because of the busy schedule, summer schedule, it was just like hard getting everything connected and getting everything live.
Understand, but thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, thanks for being on. Now, how many of these podcasts do you do a week or a month?
Like you said, with my schedule being busy, it varies. Some weeks it's pretty heavy. Other weeks I'm just out there just practicing, playing in tournaments. It all varies. But when I do get to do it, I'm really excited to do that.
Well, that's good. Because you don't want it to interfere with too much of your practice because you got a beautiful thing going and you're having a lot of good success right now. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But talk to us a little bit about how you got started in the game of golf.
Okay, so that's actually a really interesting story.
Okay.
Because my dad had been playing, well, okay, playing's kind of strong. He had some clubs for a while before I even knew anything about golf.
Okay.
And one day he, came home with a pink and black set of little US Kids clubs. There was 4 clubs in there. I remember those clubs. I still have that golf bag today.
Okay.
And he came home with those set, and honestly, I think he just wanted somebody to go play with out on the course. So he said, why don't I teach this girl how to play so I can have someone to play with?
Right.
And ever since that day, he showed me, how to grip the club, how to swing it, and I have swung a golf club every day since.
Well, good. And how old were you about?
I was 7.
You
I
were
was
7.
7. I remember that day very vividly.
You hadn't been playing long at all. I mean, since 7.
Not that long.
Right. And when did you start tournament golf? You remember?
I started tournament golf when I was 8.
8.
So
Okay.
pretty much right after, because I started fall of the year I was 7, I started fall of that year. And I played my first tournament spring of the next year.
Okay.
So I started playing almost immediately. I remember my very first golf tournament. I think the hole may have been 150, but I hit driver and I popped the ball up and it went way left. And I remember I learned what a drop was on my very first tournament because I landed in the mud and I learned what a drop was. And the volunteer, she told me how to drop it.
Okay. But they gave you a free drop, right? That was a free drop, right?
Yes. They didn't try to mess me up because they said she doesn't know what she's doing.
Good. Now, do you remember what your first tournament score was? Not that you want to remember, but you don't remember.
I don't think I want to remember that. I don't remember.
So listen, you seem to be very passionate about golf, and it seemed like it's a love, it's a passion of yours, and your parents aren't forcing you to go play. It's something that you really want to do. Why do you like golf so much?
I think the thing I love about golf is, one, I get to meet so many different people. When you go play a round of golf, you never know who you're going to step up on the tee box with. I have played with people from all over the world. And I'm just here in Arizona, small town in Arizona, but I'm played with people from all over the place. And I love the connections you get to meet with people because you never know who you're going to be on the tee box with. You could end up meeting some really important people, some people who can help you to achieve other goals, and you really never know. So it's one of the main reasons I absolutely love this game, and I love competing. I love playing tournaments. I love that feeling of trying to make a 12-foot par putt to keep your score at 1 under.
That's right.
I
That's
love
right.
that feeling.
Yeah, because you hate to give those strokes back when you start going in red numbers, getting to 1 under, 2 under, 3 under. You just hate giving those strokes back, right?
Exactly. You understand.
Oh yeah, yeah, I understand a little bit, a little bit. So listen, you have been really playing some good golf, and we'll get into some results in just a few minutes. But what do you feel, you know, as far as your practice routine, what do you feel that's been helping your game the most right now?
I believe the thing that has helped me the most is my short game.
Okay.
I There was a point in time where my short game was killing me. Like it was not it. And
Yeah.
that's when I realized I said, okay, what's going on? I'm hitting fairways, I'm hitting decent greens, maybe not all of them, but what is going on? And then I realized I said, it's because when I'm chipping, we don't know what's about to happen.
We don't know where the ball's going.
So
Right.
right.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, we gotta focus on the short game. So
Right.
I have put a lot of work into my short game, chipping, putting, bunker play, 50 yards and in, all those types of
Yeah.
shots. And that has really been a crucial factor to my lower scores.
That's good. That's good. So you had some nice finishes. I noticed, and you finished in first place in quite a bit of junior tournaments this past year, which has your ranking going through the roof. What's been your favorite win so far? Whether it's an amateur event or a junior event, what's been your favorite win so far?
I think I have two. I think I have a top two
Okay,
favorite wins
let's
from
go with
this year.
two. Let's go with
I
two.
think we're gonna start with two. Okay. So my second favorite win, I was a match play tournament, a local match play tournament here in Arizona. I love playing match play.
Right.
And I got off the plane from another event, I believe the morning of the match play tournament.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
was pretty much running on about 2 hours of sleep.
Wow.
And then there's a
Yeah.
funny story about that tournament because I wear contacts
Okay.
and my contacts were I put them in the wrong eye.
To switch them
So
up.
my right, yes, it's
Okay.
because they were labeled wrong. So my
Right.
right contact was in my left eye and the left one was in the right eye. That was not good. I thought there was something wrong with me.
Oh yeah.
But I realized that my contacts were switched. But that was probably some of the best golf I had played all summer.
On a switch contact,
I
really?
was making putts from everywhere. I was hitting fantastic approach shots.
Okay.
And
Now
I was like, what is going on?
now you know we got to talk about that because you may have to start putting the contacts in the wrong eye so you can shoot
That's what
five and
I was
10 under.
thinking. And so I played, so we had to play two matches the first day and then
Okay.
one final match on the last day. And the first match I no, sorry, the last match I played, we played 6 extra holes.
Okay.
So when we got to after 18, we were tied, and those 6 holes were some of the most stressful 6 holes because a lot of people when they saw I won, they're like, "Oh, you guys probably were parring them or maybe bogeying them." There was at least 2 holes out of those 6 where we both birdied them,
Okay.
and we both made
Gotcha.
like 20 footers for birdie. So it was
Wow.
extremely competitive,
Were you
and
nervous? Were you nervous?
there was a couple shots. There
Oh,
was
was
a
that
couple
it?
shots where I was like,
Right.
"Whoa, okay."
Okay.
But I think that was my second favorite, and my first, my top favorite would be when I won the John Shippen Cognizant Cup down in New Jersey, which got me an exemption to LPGA tournament.
Hey, listen, we got to get. Hey, I wish I had one of those sound effects. I'm gonna get me one of those sound effects for my podcast, and that would have been one of those moments where I did the hand clap, like. Listen, that was awesome. So tell us what that. Well, let's start with the John Shippen first. You're playing, you know, players that are older than you, and how did that feel to win that particular tournament? We'll get into the LPGA event in just a minute, but talk to us about how it felt to win that tournament.
That was incredible. I mean, me not only being the youngest one in the field, but also the only
Okay.
amateur, that was ridiculously fun. And it was a really competitive field.
Yeah, I
So
saw it.
when I went in, I wasn't really thinking about winning. That winning was not on my mind. What was on my mind was playing the best golf I could play. And whatever happened would happen. And I didn't even know that I was even winning the whole like up until I made the last putt. My
Wow.
dad, on the other hand, knew I was winning back on hole 15.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did not know. And so I wasn't even thinking about that. My mindset was go out, play the best golf I can, and enjoy this moment of, I mean, this is pretty big. I'm the only amateur in this field, stacked field, and playing in New Jersey. I hadn't played in New Jersey before up until that point.
Right.
And so that was to win that tournament, it meant a lot to me. And to get that exemption playing in the LPGA tournament was that was so much fun.
That was good. That was good. It was like I don't know if you know, but I follow junior golf like really. I'm a fanatic when it comes to junior golf. So I follow all
Mhm.
the tournaments, John Shippen, AJ's, all over the country. So and you had your mom on the bag too, right?
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Now was that the first time, or has mom done some bag stuff before?
No, my mom has been caddying for me since I was 11. So
Nice, nice. So y'all must get along real good, right?
she's great. She's
Okay.
fantastic. She's my
Good.
caddy, she's my coach,
Good.
she's my mom, she's everything.
All right. Well, stay sweet to mom because she wants the best for you because as y'all get a little older, y'all don't like to listen as much. Okay. So stay,
Always listen to your parents.
be a good listener to your parents. All right. Now, so you win the John Shippen and you get this exemption into your first LPGA event, right?
Yes.
What was
Yes.
going through your mind when you touched down at the LPGA event around these professional golfers that's been doing this for years and their scores are off the planet? Tell me what that was like.
So when I first pulled up on the qualifier, the John Shippen event was on Monday. So
Right.
Tuesday was when I could start practicing.
Okay.
So Tuesday, it was a lot for me, but
Right.
I enjoyed every single moment of it.
Okay.
With me being, the youngest to win a John Shippen and then me playing in my first LPGA event, that day I had never done so many interviews. But that was so much fun for me because I
Yeah.
love talking.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many interviews I did that day. So, but having that attention was really cool because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
getting my name out there and this is
Right.
amazing. And I'm playing in an LPGA event, like you said, with the best of the best.
Right.
And after I was able to do those, so I think the thing for me that was the biggest shocker was the practice rounds.
Okay.
You can go and play like 6 holes,
Mm-hmm.
leave the golf course, come back and go back and out on that hole that you stopped on and continue playing.
So you don't have
That
to.
shocked me.
Right. So you don't have to stay in line with the group in front of
No,
you and the group. Wow.
you don't. You
That's
don't. And
incredible.
if you want to be like, oh, you guys can go ahead and go ahead. I'm going to go hit a few more chip shots on hole 2.
Right.
Okay, well, you can just go and cross back to hole 2 and hit a few more chip shots. I was like, this is, I can get used
It was a
to
little
this.
confusing, huh? That's good.
Exactly. I'm like, wait, where are you going? Wait, I thought we were all together.
Right, right,
So
right.
that was probably the biggest thing for me that was crazy, but that was really cool. But overall, that entire experience, I learned a lot from being able to be, right up next to those professionals on the putting green, the chipping green, the driving range, seeing how they warm up, seeing how they prepare, and seeing the difference between how they prepare for a practice round and for the actual round. Everything was really cool, and I am extremely grateful to have that experience.
Now I gotta ask you, who was your favorite pro to meet?
When I was there, I
Mhm.
didn't really get to meet that many people
Okay. Okay.
because I'm thinking, y'all do what y'all doing. I'm gonna go over here and try to make a 6 foot putt. So
Right.
that
Right.
was my thought.
You
So
you were
I
trying to
saw
stay focused so you can play
exactly,
good golf. Right.
exactly.
Right.
Because I knew, if I start looking around and start seeing, oh, I'm next to this person, I knew that messed me up. So I was like,
Right.
I'm focused on what I'm doing. So
Right.
I didn't really get to meet that many people,
Hmm.
but I got to be around all of those amazing professional ladies.
Gotcha. Now, what do you feel like? Um, was the toughest part of the tournament? Because I know you didn't play your best, but what did you feel like was the difference between you playing at the John Shippen and then you playing in this LPGA event? What was the difference?
The biggest difference was in the John Shippen event. I was hitting my spots much better. I was because those fairways down in New Jersey,
Yes.
they're this wide and they're tree lined and the rough is this big. So when your ball goes in that rough, don't
It's a
even
family.
think it
Yeah.
is. Don't even think about trying to hit it low underneath
Right.
the trees that are in front of you. You need to just punch out. And
Play it
that
safe.
was the thing
Yeah.
that I didn't know from playing the John Shippen event because I
Okay.
was in the fairway. But when I missed the fairway in the LPGA tournament, I
Mhm.
didn't know how to handle that. So
Uh-huh.
I thought, oh, it's just thick rough. I'm just going to hit a 5 iron out of this and get it on the green. No, you're not. You're not going to do this. But the rough said, I don't think so. No, your ball's going to go 5 feet in front of you. It's not going to happen. So
Right.
that was, and that and my putting. When I was in the John Shippen event, I felt like I couldn't miss. Like
Oh
the
wow.
hole seemed huge to me.
Okay.
When I got to the LPGA event, that hole seemed like it was half the size of the golf ball.
Okay.
So it was,
It was
you know,
tight.
that feeling where it's
Yeah.
like the hole seems like you can't miss, and then that next day where it's like, where is there even a hole in the ground? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where is there something even there for the ball to roll into?
Right. Did the grounds crew did they not cut the cup?
I don't think so. I think they messed up. I think when I got to the hole, they filled in the holes. Like I
Right.
don't think there was holes there by the time I got there.
Yeah. It's this great commercial showing somebody putting and the hand coming up out of the cup and just knocking
Yes,
knocking the
exactly,
ball out of the
exactly,
cup.
exactly.
Right. What's on tap in the near future? Any big tournaments coming up?
So I'm playing in a USGA women's four-ball qualifier in
Okay.
about 2 weeks, I believe. That's here in Arizona.
Okay.
So that should be pretty fun. And I'm hopeful to play in maybe two more amateur events at the end of this year,
Okay.
possibly three. But really, for the rest of this year, it's going to be pretty slow, just practicing to get ready for the next season.
Getting ready. That's right. That's right. And that's what you're supposed to do. So let's switch gears for a second. Mental, having a good mindset on, when you're playing tournaments, how how important would you say that is to have a good mental mindset when you're playing golf?
It's extremely important to have a good
Mhm.
mental mindset. If your mind is not where it needs to be, that's not it.
It's gonna be hard.
It's going to be very difficult, and that's something I learned. That's something else I learned playing in the LPGA event was watching how those professionals how they handled themselves when
Right.
things didn't go the way they wanted to, because when you're watching it on TV, they only show the good shots. They
Take a
don't
shot.
show
They
those
don't show the
bad
bad.
shots that
So
they hit.
it's a lot of
Right.
bad shots out there too, right?
Yes. And that's what people don't see unless they're actually
Right.
there. And that was the thing that I learned and, came to my realization was these ladies, every shot is not perfect, but the reason they're still able to go out there and shoot 65, 66 is because when that shot doesn't go their way, their head is still in the game and they're still, all right, got however many more holes left. What happened before happened.
Yeah,
Can't control that anymore. Just got to brush that off. But
that's right.
now it's time to go and do what I do best on the last few holes.
That's good. That's good because it's important not to be upset because you can take that into the next shot, into the next shot, and before you know it, you can have a double or triple real quick on
Right.
them. You know what I'm talking
Right.
about? So good, good, good. So now, so let's talk to so you're 13, 14 now, Ash?
I'm 15.
You're 15. So let's talk
Yes.
to 11, 12-year-old Ashley. What would you tell her different to do back then that, you got it now?
I would tell her to chip and putt a whole lot more than she did.
Short game, right?
I would tell her those times where mom and dad told you to go practice your chipping and putting, practice it, your chipping and putting. You should have practiced it for about 2 hours more than you did when you were then. So,
because it shows up. I mean, we know when you're not practicing
right.
because you're not hitting your spots, and
Hmm.
it's you chipping the ball past the hole, and you
Hmm.
duffing the ball, and your pace is not good on your putting. We can tell.
Right.
Mom and dad can tell.
Right.
It comes out in the tournament.
Exactly.
So that's good. That's good. So you're doing some great things out there. We're proud of everything that you're doing. Now,
Thank you.
who's some of your favorite all-time PGA, LPGA players?
That's a good question. I
Okay.
feel like I'd have to say I like them all about the same
Okay.
because I can learn a lot from each of them. They each have something that they do well that I can learn from.
Right.
And ultimately, I'd like to take all those things that I can learn from each of them and then bottle it up, mix it with some of the stuff I do well, and then do something pretty
That's
great one
good.
day.
That's an interesting answer. So if you could put a dream foursome together, okay, you can only pick three other players to play your favorite course in the world. Who would
Mhm.
those three players be?
Okay, so I've thought about this before. I
Okay.
have.
Okay. Okay.
I would make my dream foursome. The other three would be Mariah Stackhouse,
Okay. Shout out to
Steph
Mariah.
Curry,
Oh yeah.
and Charles Barkley.
Okay. Listen, that would be hilarious with Charles Barkley.
Exactly.
But Charles is, his swing is really, really good right now. He's
It
hitting the
is.
ball well.
He's doing pretty good right now. He's hitting his stride.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's coming along, and of course Steph.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
I know he was probably a little disappointed he couldn't defend his title,
Hmm.
because they were over competing in the Olympics. So I know he's looking forward
But
to
I think it
the
was
title.
worth it though.
Yes, yes. And you've got the Curry Cup coming up soon, right?
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
do. I
Good.
leave for that this weekend.
That's good. That's good. But good luck in that. And you actually won the Curry Cup, but a year or two ago?
2 years ago, I was
2 years
the
ago.
inaugural
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that. I remember that. I know that was a good experience for you too, winning the
Oh yeah.
inaugural underrated Curry Cup.
Yes, that was phenomenal.
That's good. And you mentioned four ball not too long ago. I wanted to give a shout out while we were on the broadcast to Matthew Vitale.
Oh
He
yes.
qualified for the four ball
I
yesterday.
saw that.
You
I
saw
saw
that?
that.
You saw that?
Gotta give him a hand
Shout
clap for
out to my
that.
man Matthew Vitale, my nephew Matthew Vitale. Shout out to him. And so, all right. So, what's your if you could play a particular course, and whether it's out of the country, in the country, what's your dream course you would like to play one day?
That's a great question.
Or your favorite course that you've already played, but either one.
I'd say, okay, so I think my dream course I'd really like to play, I think it would be really cool would be to play St. Andrews.
Okay.
I think that'd be pretty cool. I think my favorite golf course I've played
Mm-hmm.
so far, it's actually one of the local courses here.
Well,
It's called Estancia Golf Club. That
okay.
golf course was phenomenal.
Now what? Now
And
what? Now why'd you like that course so much?
I liked that course one, even though it was in Arizona,
Mhm.
it was like 15 degrees cooler where that golf course was than
Oh,
where it was at my house. And I
okay.
only live about an hour from the course,
Okay.
but it was up about 1,000 feet, so it was in the mountains.
Oh,
And my ball went so far up
that's
there.
that's what makes it cooler. It's a like 1,000, 2,000 feet. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. And
Right,
so, and it was beautiful. The golf course was absolutely beautiful. And
right.
I played it in the summer, but it was so green. And that's not common in Arizona for the golf courses to be so green in
Yeah.
the heat of the summer. And the
Hold
course
on.
was a very challenging golf course as well, very undulated. The greens, there was a number of greens that had false fronts. If you were within that front 5 yards, you're
Come back
all
up.
the way back down to the front of the green.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that course was beautiful.
Now, Ash, what's your all-time personal best in a tournament?
66.
Okay, so you
That's
just
my
felt
best, my
you just
best.
felt like invincible that day, didn't
I did. I did.
you?
That's another one of those days. That hole was huge.
Yeah, the hole was huge. Yeah, you was in what they call that zone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Now, what's in the bag, Ash? What kind of clubs you playing? Putter and give me some details about what's in the bag.
Okay, so we're gonna make this simple for you. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be nice
Okay.
and simple. Easiest way to figure out what I got in my bag,
Mm-hmm.
go to MizunoGolf.com. It's right
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Right there. MizunoGolf.com. It'll tell
Yeah.
you exactly what's in my bag. And the reason I love Mizuno clubs so much, because all my clubs are Mizunos.
Yes.
I love the Mizuno clubs because they just have that feeling, and they that you know that feeling when that club is just perfect for you.
Yes.
That's the way
Yes.
the Mizuno clubs feel to me.
That's good.
And like even you take my driver, I've
Mm-hmm.
gone to get fitted for other drivers before.
Yes.
And when I go to those other manufacturers and those companies, they will say they're like, I mean, there's really nothing that we have that can compare to this Mizuno driver. Like there's just nothing else.
It's
We can't
nothing.
help you. So what
Wow.
you got
Say what
is
you
just
got.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
If it
So
ain't broke, don't try to fix it, right?
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. So I love my Mizuno clubs. If you don't have them, you got to use them. You got to try
Okay.
them out
Gotta
because
try it.
they
Now, what do
are
you
they're
have?
wonderful.
Now, what do you have inside your bag that you feel like your lucky charm? It's got to go everywhere with you inside your bag. You have a lucky ball marker, or something that
So when I'm on the putting green,
Hmm.
if you ever watch me play, you will always see me use I have a diamond ball marker. I
Okay.
always use that diamond ball marker.
Okay.
And I
Is it,
have
is it
a
is it bling or something? It's got bling bling on it.
yes. Oh
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Of course. Anybody that knows me, it gotta be sparkly.
Now, where'd you get that from?
It's just always been in my personality. I've
Okay.
always loved sparkly things. I love fashion. Like
Okay.
fashion's all me. I'm your girl when it comes to fashion.
Right. Gotcha.
So I always use that ball marker, and then I have a blue jay as my head cover, and it's a
Okay.
blue jay bird, and I have it on my driver, and I love that thing.
Okay. Good. Good. So, Ash, as we get ready to wrap this up, I got a couple things I want to do. I want you to tell the coaches out there why they should recruit you in June. I want you to give a shout out to anybody that's helped you on your journey. You want to give thanks to parents or coaches. Who would you want to give a shout out to? But let's start with the coach first. A coach is watching this. Why should they recruit Ashley?
I think when it comes to college recruiting, and
Mm-hmm.
when that day comes when they can start calling me and start sending me those emails, start talking to me,
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing I would want them to see is the things that I have done up to that point.
Right.
I hope that they can stand alone. They can stand and they can see the value I would bring to the team. They
Right.
can see that I'm a team player. They can see that I'm a really, supportive person. Love seeing I'm really big on team. A lot of people
That's good.
they don't see that sometimes in other, areas, but when it comes to team, I'm really, passionate about sticking with your team. Who you come with to the tournament is who you're going to stick with. Don't try to change that when you get there. And that's something that I would definitely like for them to see about me and to know about me. And I think by the time that day comes, I would have done a few more things by that time to let them see a few more of Ashley Shaw highlights.
That's good. Now, do you have a dream school you like to go to?
I think a dream school for me would
Mm-hmm.
be any school that can help me to be a professional golfer, that can give me the resources and the environment to become a professional golfer.
Great answer. Great answer. And so, who would you like to give a shout out to that's helped you along your journey this far?
Couple people I would like to give a shout out to, definitely my parents. First of all, my parents are extremely supportive of my entire journey. As a lot of you may or may not know, my mom is actually my coach. So that's
Oh,
what I'm talking
wow.
about, the team aspect.
Okay.
Everything is team to me.
Yeah,
And also want to shout out, my grandparents. My grandparents have been extremely supportive of everything that I've been doing.
that's good.
And also, to my competitors who have helped me to become to the point where I am today when it comes to the competitive aspect, just with golf, and even the mental aspect. And of course, where I am right now, this is only the beginning, and I will continue to become an even better player. Mm-hmm. But I think all of those people have definitely helped me to become where I am today, and will continue to push me to be where I will be.
That's great. Now I see you. I got visions of you being on the LPGA tour. Is that something you inspired to do?
Absolutely. I would love to be doing what I did in May. I want to do that every week.
I know, right? That'd be like awesome, right?
Exactly.
Good. So now, Ash, how can our listeners follow you, reach you on social media? How what's your handle out there?
So you can follow me on all platforms, all social media platforms at Ashley Shaw Golf. Keeping it simple, keep it on same on all the platforms. Ashley Shaw Golf. That's where you'll find me.
That is great. That's great. So Ashley, as we bring this episode to a close, what would you say to the junior golfers out there that aspire to be good, that want to win tournaments? Because you're experiencing the whole gamut right now, LPGA, amateur, junior stuff, you're doing it all. So what would you say to that junior as we give our parting shouts right now? What would you say to that junior golfer out there?
What I would say to that junior golfer is listen to your coaches and listen to your parents, because they are only telling you what's best for you. And if you listen to what they're trying to tell you and what they're coaching you about, you will go and do things you can't even imagine yourself doing. But stick to your processes and listen to specifically your parents. Listen to your parents, y'all. Don't try to tell them. They know what's best for you. Listen to your parents.
Junior golfers, are y'all listening to Ashley out there? All right, Ashley. Well, this has been great. And we can't wait to root for you next weekend, the Curry Cup. And I guess we'll see you probably, if not this, maybe, toward the end of the year, or maybe sometime middle of next year. Good luck to you this year, okay?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Junior Golf Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We hope you enjoyed this new episode. And if you did, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on any of our social media networks. See you next week for a new episode